My childhood friend took it seriously. John Michael was never known for his intelligence. Growing up, he was the type of kid who found joy in mischief and adventures that could only be described as reckless. Whether it was getting stuck in barbed wire while stealing ripe mangoes from the neighbor's tree or sneaking into abandoned houses to explore, he lived for the thrill of the challenge. Academics? Not his thing. He was the kid who would rather throw rocks at a tin can than study for a math test. As the final months of elementary school approached, John found himself caught in the mundane routine of school life, where homework and grades loomed over him like an impending storm. He thought it would be just another uneventful year until one afternoon, everything changed. Sitting in the back of the classroom, John overheard a conversation between his crush, Sofia Fernandez, and her best friend, Brian. They were laughing, their voices bubbling with excitement as they shared dreams about their future. "I'd like a doctor to be my husband someday," Sofia said, her laughter ringing like music in John's ears. "Think about it, no need to get a family doctor." With a mixture of bravado and foolishness, John couldn't help but chime in. He turned to Sofia, heart racing, and blurted out, "So, if I become a doctor, would I have a shot?" Sofia turned to him, her eyes sparkling with amusement. "A neurosurgeon, to be specific," she replied, her laughter infectious. Caught off guard but fueled by her playful tone, John shot back, "So, if I do become that, would you date me?" "Sure, I'll think about it," she teased, a smile playing on her lips. But before he could bask in the glow of her laughter, Brian interjected, "John, I don't think you know this, but you're dumb." The word stung, but instead of feeling insulted, John simply smiled and started humming a tune as he walked. From that day forward, something shifted in John. No longer was he just the mischievous kid with a penchant for trouble. He became focused, driven. With the help of his uncle, who had always seen potential in him, John found the means to enroll in medical school. The years that followed were both grueling and exhilarating. He studied relentlessly, poring over textbooks and lectures, often burning the midnight oil. He faced the harsh reality of exams and clinical rotations. But each challenge only solidified his resolve. Now at the age of 28, John achieved what many deemed impossible. He graduated at the top of his class, and one of the youngest at 24. His name is now a well-known name in the SEA region. Fast forward to the school reunion, a place where memories were rekindled and old flames flickered back to life. John arrived, nerves coiling in his stomach. He couldn't help but glance around, hoping to catch a glimpse of Sofia. As laughter and chatter filled the air, the nostalgia of their school days washed over him, reminding him of that fateful moment that sparked his journey. Then he spotted her. Sofia stood in a circle of friends, her hair cascading around her shoulders, eyes sparkling with joy. She looked radiant, the years having only added to her beauty. But just as he was about to approach, he noticed Brian beside her, his hand wrapped around her waist. John's heart sank for a moment, but he steeled himself. As the evening progressed, he mustered the courage to approach the group. "Hey, Sofia," he greeted, trying to keep his voice steady despite the nerves racing through him. She turned, surprise lighting up her face. "John. Wow, it's been ages. You look different."
"Yeah,
"Well, life has a way of doing that," he replied, attempting to keep the mood light. The conversation flowed easily at first, filled with shared memories and laughter. But then, John felt the moment shift as he gathered his thoughts. "So, I guess you heard I became a neurosurgeon?" he ventured, trying to gauge her reaction. "I did," Sofia exclaimed, genuine pride in her voice. "That's incredible. I always knew you had it in you." His heart swelled at her words, but just as quickly, doubt crept in. He took a deep breath, his mind racing back to that conversation in the classroom so many years ago. "I remember what you said about wanting a doctor to be your husband." Sofia's expression faltered, and he could see a flicker of discomfort cross her features. "John, it was just a joke, sorry." I didn't think you'd actually, his heart sank.
Ah.
Okay, he said, forcing a smile to mask the pain. He didn't want to push it on her, he turned around and walked away. As he was walking he hears Brian, I'm sorry buddy. But I've won, he shouted laughing, but Sophie was quick to scold him. Though John didn't get her, his mind wasn't lost in it for long. He was free. Somehow he felt really free. Time to do something fun, he said, stretching. Hours later Sophie and Brian were arguing in his car in front of Sophie's home. Her parents watching by the window, she still would not give herself to him, much to Brian's frustration. Even though she explained her reason over and over, he still won't get it, or he doesn't want to respect it. She got out before it became a shouting contest again.